Hi everyone, so thank you for joining me for the second part of our tutorial. And as you can see, I've worked a little bit more on my initial, okay? And I just wanted to explain a little bit about what I started here so that you can see it. So the first step after I created my initial itself was to start to create circle spaces, and I overlap them, okay? So I'll give you a close-up of this corner. So I made a circle up here, I made a circle down below, and then I overlap so I have this little space in between. So what I did was I started with a simple stripes pattern, then I went for a spiral pattern, and I alternated down the side of the page. Now my third pattern I'm going to put in between where everything overlaps. Okay, so that's the part that I wanted to show you. So for this part, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do more of an organic shaped line. So I'm just going to curve, that's kind of that geode line that I showed you. And this will be what I create in that in-between space with the overlapping circles. So again, after you've created your outline, just go over your whole entire project with circles, making sure that you overlap and have that little almond shape in between, okay? And then once you choose your 3 patterns, then you can start to alternate across the whole entire page. And that's why you really only need to have or master the 3 patterns, because once you lay them out on the whole page, it's going to look interesting as it is. Now, if you want to add more patterns, you're obviously welcome to do that, but this is just the very basics of getting started. Now, the very last step will be to take your marker or Sharpie or colored pencil, whatever you have, and then you're going to go ahead and you're just going to trace over those lines. Okay, you can choose to keep it basic black. I just happen to have a green Sharpie handy, so that's what I'm going to go for. And then once you've laid those lines in pencil, it's going to be pretty easy to go over everything in Sharpie. Okay, so you really want to make sure that you alternated your patterns and you set it up all correctly, so that way when you start to go over in Sharpie, it's much easier and it will go much faster to get through all those details. Okay, so again, just to recap a little bit, you are doing your outline, then you are laying out your circles, making sure you have that overlapping almond space so that you can put your 3rd pattern in between, and then you're just going to go over everything in Sharpie to make sure that your lines and your patterns pop out. Okay, so I cannot wait to see what you've created, and I can't wait to see which outlines you chose to do. Thanks for joining me.